Tigney there, Simon.
Yeah, wow, like he had no right to even get anywhere near that ball, and I'm sure the keeper probably has done his homework a little bit on the strike force he's going to be facing today, and yeah, wow, it's an electric pace.
Chambusho off the bar! Not even 2 minutes in, and Victory Chambusho is testing Trevor Wilson in the Portland goal.
Absolutely no hesitation there to take that strike with his left foot as he shapes it. He's got one thing in his mind to hit that. He's trying to get into that far corner. It's a little bit central, but it's given the keeper something to think about right into the second minute.
Young there being watched by Rudell. And forward they go, up this right-hand side, and Tigney's carving out territory on the right early on here, but this time, very calm and collected recovery there by Jacob Macham. Banton playing higher. Chip to midfield, Chambusho. All the way back to Simon Norgrove. Almost splits the wickets there between Shojai and Guillerme. Iliad Shojai able to recover, though. Davidson, Takano. He'll take a run here. Ubenya does well, puts it low into the middle. Does Fulton Tigney nicely, but that'll be knocked away and cleared there. And Prasad now will try and find a way out. Can't get very far, though. Young and Takano both on it. Takano back to Young. Frenetic pace here, not even 4 minutes in. Shojai delivers the cross back post. Chambusho not able to get there ahead of Trevor Wilson. Brave claim there from the Portland keeper. And he will gladly settle this pace down just a touch for the visitors.
Yeah, there's been a clear intention from Victoria to go at this Portland team from the first minute, putting them under pressure as it's a decent ball in, but comfortable for the keeper there. But without no hesitation, Shojai has just opened that left foot up to get it right into the danger zone, and great early start from Victoria.
It's Timo Melk there playing a little bit higher in the press. Portland's formation shifts ever so slightly as they put a little more body in the midfield, out on the right-hand side, though. It's between Keenan Colley and Jack Hill on that right side as Chambusho comes in to help. Colley very high up here. All the way back to the corner flag it goes, and that does cross the line. It does. It will be a corner. First corner of the game here for the Highlanders. There's high pressing, and then there's forcing the opposition out over their own touchline, Simon.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's Michelson over there, like trying to go home and play a simple pass back, but that's not even an option because he's got two Victoria guys pressing him, and you know, it's such a good thing to do, and especially early in the match if you want to set the tone, and you know, it's been all Victoria coming forward so far.
Corner delivery. It's going to go over everybody behind Prasad, and comes in Tigney. Does keep it in play. There was some shout for it crossing the line, but no referee was interested in that. And Tigney now puts it low. Foot in. Prasad slides in. And this will be cleared and taken out for a run past Young. Now brought down here with a very heavy challenge was Ubenya. He's perhaps wondering why there wasn't more than just a foul given there. But regardless, that is taken. Away they go. Meacham back to centrally. Fitch sends that cross. Taken away, Davidson. Tries his luck. Hits the defender in the arm off the bar. Chambusho can't find the shot. Back to Takano, takes a deflection. It'll be out for another corner. There were shouts for handball there. Regardless, it will be a corner, but by how much, Simon?
Well, it's a big deflection that comes off the crossbar. He just can't get it under control. Fair play to Portland. They get bodies around it and make it difficult for a clear shot, but great pressure from Victoria. I'm not quite sure about a handball. It looked, maybe we'll get another look at that in a minute, but it looked like he couldn't have done a whole lot to get out of the way there, but another corner for Victoria.
Takano. Delivers it back post. Waiting there was Prasad, flicked away. And Tigney will get into a foot race here with Rudell. And that's intercepted and brought away. The lone man forward there is Joe Corner. He'll wait for help and comes back to help out himself. Up the left side corner looking for it, not able to keep it in play. Thrown in quickly, Chambusho. Back to Colley. Corner. Does Corner keep it in? Not quite. Corner thought he'd managed to get a little bit of a touch there, but it does cross the line. Throw for Highlanders.
Yeah, Jake Riddell up there, the striker for Portland, very isolated. There's a big gap between him and his midfield at the moment, so it's going to be really tricky for him to get into the game. He's going to need to be really patient up there because the back line for Victoria, as they're doing right now, they're going to be really composed back there, and he's going to have to pick his runs and play smart today.
It's a 4-2-3-1 now for the Timbers, 4-5-1 if you're so inclined. Regardless, 1-on-2 is a battle that the Highlanders will take every day of the week. Shojai now on the ball from Davidson. Puts in the left-sided cross. Falls to Tigney, but that's flicked clear. Help again is Davidson. Shojai. Young, under pressure, manages to get it away before Michelson can get there. Takano. Shambusho. Well intercepted there. Great alertness from Terrell Lowe. Can't get it past Hill, though. Highlanders are pressing high without fear. And Tigney. Moving in the corner. Tigney does get around the corner, puts it low, gets inside the area. Michelson slides in. And that is going to be a penalty, it looks like. The assistant referee flagged for it. And there will be some protest here from the Timbers. But Michelson did slide in hard. He'll argue all ball. Let's take a look at the replay here and see if we can see for sure.
It looks like a wild tackle from Michelson. It looks like he's going nowhere. He mistimes it a little bit. He gets a tiny touch on the ball, it looks like there. That's why he's so disappointed right now. Antiqui's on the floor. Did so well from the corner flag to get around a couple of players, drive into the box and make something happen. And Victoria get a penalty, an opportunity, and Michelson's still very much on the side that he got a bit of the ball there. But it all happens at such a quick pace. It's, you know, the referee did take his time. He consulted his linesman, his assistant referee, and it got given. So we move on, and Shambusho have the opportunity to take Victoria deservedly one ahead.
Chance here to get his second penalty goal in as many games. Scored the winner in Vancouver from the spot. Though there would be no complaining. This was against the run of play here, as Antigone was running the play from up the right-hand side. Shambusho against Wilson. That's a great save from Wilson. The follow-up is in the back of the net. No! The first save was there. The second wasn't. And Daniel Davidson is quickest off the mark and has the Highlanders up 1-0 before 10 minutes.
Wow. Decent save. Not the best penalty, but, you know, it's not over there, and there's three players trying to burst in, and it's a touch from, I think, Davidson, this first goal of the season. Oh, it's not the best penalty, but so fortunate for Victoria. It spills out right into the path of the Victoria striker. Look at that. He's absolutely delighted with that one.
Daniel Davidson following up on that penalty from Shambusho, drawn by Intigny. So already the high pressing attack of the Highlanders has paid off dividends. Not to be outdone, though. The Timbers immediately back to the attack. Zero fear whatsoever from the Oregon side. Cross into the area, falls, knocked away by Banton. Flipped out to the side. There's Davidson crossing his wires there with Takano. And that will be out for a Timbers throw. Tigney looks for Shambusho. It's a foot race now. That's good goalkeeping, though, from Wilson. Right at the edge of his area. Had to get that clearance right and did. Passa now on the right. Cross low. Oh, that's a crucial boot from Banton, as waiting wide open in the back post was Jake Rudell.
Wow, that's a huge big toe he's got on that to flick that one away from danger, because that is a tap-in just to be waiting. It's a delicious ball in around the back. I'm not sure they think they're taking that throw in, but great touch.
That was indeed, Simon, your instincts were right. That was Davidson's first goal of the season. And so far, only goal of the game at the 10-minute mark. And Jack Hill, up the right side, quick step in there. The Timbers line is playing higher and higher. The problem is that does leave some space. Wilson now. We'll try and settle things down for the Timbers, see if they can build out from the back here. Meacham. Centrally for Michelson. Looks long. It's not going to find its target of Timo Milik. Hill back to Banton.
Yeah, I think Michelson's going to be on a bit of a personal mission after that, after conceding that penalty. And we saw a couple of replays of the tackle. I'm sure we'll see it again, but I think, as I said before, things happen so quickly. It can be such a difficult decision to make. But Victoria, 1 up, 12 minutes in. They've had 3 shots already, and you know, the last thing you want to do is once you've got yourself in such a good position is to take the foot off the gas. You know, you need to keep going and definitely stay smart at the back, because Portland are going to look to respond. They've got talent on the pitch, so let's see what happens.
Timbers have shifted their formation again. They've moved up to like a 4-3-3 now, having realigned their attack and calling Roko Prasad forward on the right-hand side. Timo Milik also interchanging there with Joe Corner and Jake Rudell. This, I'm guessing, is the response here. Try and shake up the attack, throw the man marking off here for the Highlanders.
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning of the game, Portland kind of had 2 deep line midfielders, and it clearly wasn't working because it was just asking for pressure to just come onto Victoria. And they have to switch it up a little bit and maybe make a little bit more space, and hopefully they're going to try and work themselves up the pitch. You know, Victoria aren't going to be able to keep this press up all match. They need to be really smart, especially the young striker Ntigi up there. He needs to, you know, he can't be doing 50-yard sprints every 5 minutes. He needs to be really smart with his energy levels.
Him and Shambusho do manage to make something there. Intigni tries to get a foot in against Lopez, but that's some stern defending there. Zubenya does turn it over. Hill, Takano. That's good backtrack though by Prasad. Needed to beat. And Fitch now will look for an outlet. Lopez. This is Low on the far left-hand side. Goes for a run. Has a little bit of space. Cauley backs off him. He's outpacing Shambusho. He's past Cauley. Great run here down the left here. Into the area. Up against Banton. That'll be out for a corner. No, it does come back off of Low. That will be a goal kick for the Highlanders. Yep,
smart play by Banton there. I think he's just trying to smash that ball off the oncoming winger. Lucky for him, it trickles out for a goal kick. I've seen them fly in the bottom corner.
That's a nice, almost a fortuitous deflection there as Timo Milik presses up. Takano now, Michelson. Here comes the press for the Timbers. 5 of them forward, but it does beat the press, and now it's a foot race between Shojai and Meacham. That is, in effect, won by Shojai as he gets the throw in. Taken quickly to Takano. Into the middle for Davidson. One-touch ball to Takano. Takano up against Michelson. Cuts back inside. Shun Takano gets a kind deflection to the top of the area. Hill, Shambusho. Hill will have won a shot that first time. Tried to be a little too cute. Young. Hill was looking for somewhere to go. Couldn't find it. Cauley. Young. Given away there. Davidson tracking back as he's moved back down to more of a midfield role and let Shambusho and Intigni work together up top. Meacham slides in against Takano. Briefly won it. Prasad comes back to help. Fitch forward to Michelson. Looks long. On the run there, Zubenya. That will go over his head and indeed out of play.
Yeah, there's not a second to breathe out there right now. Everything is happening at such a quick pace, and Michelson there trying to execute that ball down the right-hand side to get his striker away, but forced into an error, and it's not the first one out there today. He's got that. Go on.
Shambusho now on the run here up against Lopez. Cuts inside, tries his luck low. That's right into Wilson. Looks a little bit skyward there. It is Victor Shambusho. Got his shot on target, but not going to trouble Trevor Wilson with shots like that.
Yeah, he cut in there well, got into his left foot. It's a decent strike. It's just down the throat of Trevor Wilson. He'll be happy to just collect that one up. But one little long ball over the top. The pace Victoria have, Portland can't afford to switch off at any point during this game. And Wilson at the back there in goal, I'm sure he's fully aware of the speed that Victoria possess, and that's why you're probably going to see plenty more of these sweeper keeper moves.
Hill, bully off the ball there. Melik still on the run. He's calling and Hill, tries to drag past him, still with it. That will take a kind deflection out for the Highlanders as Hill smashes it off the legs of Timo Melik. Calling out a throw. Waits.
Giving us all an opportunity to take a breath.
I was just about to say, I'll take this opportunity. Thank you very much. And that'll be a clumsy foul conceded there by Shambusho. As going face first into the turf there was low. I say turf, just to be clear, this is actual grass out here at Centennial Stadium, and you were commenting earlier, Simon, this is a beautiful sheet of grass out here today.
Yeah, it's gorgeous down there, and it just makes football so much easier to play on when you can just trust the ball's going to do exactly what it should do on a really beautiful surface. And yeah, it can make a big difference out there, and yeah, it probably looks like some sort of artificial turf, but we can assure you it's all botanical out there.
Michelson's long ball there snared by Simon Norgrove from Takano now. Low for Intigny. Shouldered there by Fitch. Unfairly, says the referee. It'll be just a foul and nothing more, though the supporters are calling for yellow. We'll have a look at it here.
It's a clumsy one. He knows that if he gets around him, he is gone, and he's not catching him, so it's kind of a little bit of a cynical foul, but no card given, so he'll probably get away with maybe one more of those before he sees the referee's book.
Hill loses that duel there. That'll go only as far as Guillermo. Advantage given, though, for a foul back earlier. This would be a Timbers free kick. We mentioned Norgrove in goal here. Currently on the bench for the Highlanders is Trevor Schneider, who got that 1-0 clean sheet in Vancouver. Schneider was actually awarded Team of the Week for his efforts in USL League 2. So certainly the hopes of Thomas Niendorf, head coach, that he would have a fully competent goalkeeping core to rotate through have been proven true, with Antigny making the steal here on Fitch. Antigny still with it. Won't be able to get past both of them, but now the referee has decided. And there, you called it, Simon. Yellow card there for Simon Fitch. One too many stern challenges on Gauthier Antigny.
Yeah, he's got a long way to go now in this match with the yellow card at the back line, and that is not the last time he's going to be chasing the boots of Antigny up there.
Gauthier Antigny, number 16 on your screen in black, was awarded number 41 of the top 50 hot prospects in USL League 2 this week. The second youngest player to receive that honor. The only person younger than him was number 47, John Tolkien, out of the New York Red Bulls U23 program. And there's Captain Joshua Walter also making that list at number 48. Shun Takano, no stranger to accolades himself, takes this free kick, looks back post, going to curl over everybody's head though. Banton was there looking for it, but so were three Timbers, and more importantly, so was the back line. And that ball will cross the back line and out for a throw.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Such a great position to just flick that ball into the back post with some of the bigger guys of Victoria going up for it, but that's unlucky. But Takano won't get his head down with that. He'll go again. He's a very talented footballer.
Lopez. Out to midfield with it. Looks for Low, but that'll go too high for Low. Over his head and out for a throw. That too high for Low, brought to you by Father's Day, home of dad jokes everywhere. So for all you dads out there, including my own dad, Gord, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all your help over the years. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers watching this USL League 2 broadcast between the Victoria Highlanders and the Portland Timbers U23.
Beautifully done. That was very nice. I think my father's asleep right now. It's 8 hours ahead, but, you know, he can watch the replay in the morning.
There you go. Is he good for a dad joke?
Oh, yeah. 3 emails a week. You have to scroll down to the bottom for the actual joke.
Of course, of course. From the right-hand side here, it will be Banton on this offside free kick. So we'll walk it back. Banton getting the armband. So far has shown Absolutely no signs of this being the bad choice. Calm and confident captain Josh Banton. Big-time Banton as he's known in the interior. Guillerme now.
Oh, so good.
Lovely switch from Connor Guillerme. Shows why he's made Team of the Week twice in USL League 2. Cauley beats the press there. Intigne. Little touch for Young. Young. Cauley's on the overlap. Has 2 targets. Tries to find Davidson, but that will fall to Trevor Wilson instead. Wilson confidently runs that out to the edge of his area. The up-tempo attack for the Highlanders has never stopped being threatening here, Simon.
Really nice build-up there. Just some very simple, quick passes. And transition from all the way from the back to, a half-decent cross on the wing. Davidson couldn't quite get on the end of that one, but, when you've got your left back and right back really pressing up there, getting those crosses in, it's so difficult to defend against.
Hill to Banton as Riddell watches on. Long ball for Cauley on the overlap. He's going to need to do a lot of work here, and he does do just enough. Sliding in as Michelson does manage to keep it in this time, but the deflection is not kind for Michelson. It'll be out for a corner.
Wow, Michelson, did he get a card for the penalty?
I assume he must have. I wasn't 100% clear on that.
I didn't see one go up, but he's gone in there with another wild tackle. It's beautiful, timed nicely and got the ball, but, it's already a yellow card for Portland already. They need to maybe settle down a little bit, let their football do the work.
Punched away confidently by Wilson. Takano under some pressure. Here's 2 Timbers close in, gets it to Intigne. Takano. Nice touch and move by Takano. On rushing efforts of Michelson. Benya there. Now Fitch gets it forward. Now the Timbers have a chance to counter. Nice little ball through, but no one there to run onto it. He will get the foul, though, and the yellow card is shown to Banton. It was a stern challenge, make no mistake about that, and the referee decided it was perhaps just a little bit too high on the aggressive side.
I think that's a little bit harsh for me. Banton's just stood there and the player's gone into him. It's a foul, absolutely, but the yellow card, it's his first challenge of the match, but, referees a lot closer than we are to the action, I suppose.
Yes, my referee certificate is still in the mail, sadly. Guillerme will watch that free kick harmlessly roll out, though it did... no, that is definitely a goal kick. For a moment, there was a lot of faces staring at the assistant referee at the near side corner here. But that is definitely a goal kick, which Norgrove will happily take.
Yeah, his flag went up early. Confident call. Good officiating.
Big bodies head back to the back line there as Lopez and Fitch had moved up for Timbers. And that goal kick for Norgrove is not even close to his best. Straight out into touch. Uncharacteristic of Simon Norgrove. Shojai, though, bails out his keeper, and Takano will retain possession back over to Guillerme. Banton, as Rudel keeps his eye on him, as does Melich. Michelson charging up from midfield. It does deflect off of Michelson. Banton, though, will send it right to midfield. Cauley nods it down, only as far as low. Coming back is Hubenya. Fitch now. Meacham. Fitch back to Wilson. Lopez. Fitch. As the Timbers shift around again. They've gone back to that 4-3-3. They were in a 4-2-3-1 briefly again. And now they've got their 3 attackers lined up, 4 now. As moving up from the midfield was Melich. There's the long ball, looking for the run of Rudel. Banton gets there first. Chipped forward. Brassard was on the run there, but a convenient boot there and a timely one from Guillerme. Michelson. Low ball for Fitch. From Fitch, I should say. Michelson gets it back out to the right-hand side. Hubenya. Low for Michelson. Cuts right, puts the cross in low, deflected out by Shojai, and that'll be a corner.
That's a really beautiful period of play for Portland there. They've worked that all the way from the back. Really nice, confident play, and The Victoria press has come off a little bit since the goal, which is, you know, understandable to see. In Portland, they've got some talented players out there, as we've said, and they've shown it there. This is their first corner of the game, I believe.
That is correct. That was the longest stretch of possession Portland has had all afternoon. Corner taken directly to Victory Shambusho. Antigny will try and start a counter here as he gets into a shoulder match, and Antigny might have some space here, but that's good defending there from both Meacham and Lowe, the fullbacks coming together, making sure Antigny had no space to make that counter.
Yeah, that's a little bit of the bullish 16-year-old there, I believe. If he cuts back there, lays it off to Takano, it's a little bit of a 3-on-2 situation, and he's got a lot of minutes left to play in this match, but wonderful. Wonderful attacking player. Like to see a player that just gets his head down and is going straight for that goal.
Portland does have a few of their own. Unfortunately, the attack there coming up from Portland's midfield does go out of play, directly out for a goal kick for Norgrove. That attack there from Melik, who has shown he has the ability to make something happen in midfield. He's been drifting all over the park here from the wings, then back inside, continuing that effort from the Timbers to really throw off the man marking. For example, now it's Prasad back up beside Rudell as corner drops off. Lowe heads that forward only as far as Colley. Colley with Shambusho and Antigny. Shambusho. Antigny. Back to Shambusho. Not able to get around Lowe there. Lowe, critical body in the way of the Highlanders attacker.
Yeah, really nice defending. Nice little interplay going forward. Very simple, direct 1-2. Unfortunately for Victoria this time, we couldn't quite get through, but some decent defending by Portland, and they've most definitely woken up in the last 10 minutes.
Michelson looks long. Chested down. Low run here for Melik. Young dispossesses him. Norgrove will just happily punt that to midfield, and Antigny is waiting for it. So are Fitch and Lopez. Meacham, back to Fitch. Lopez. Control this. Goes long. Has runners. One of them being Melik, but he is offside by a half step. Guillerme looked like he might have kept him onside, but took a half step forward at just the last second. It's a dangerous offside trap to run, but he's gotten away with it there.
Yep, spot on. It must have been very, very close, but Victoria's line seemed to have been in a perfect position, and the linesman's flag was directly put up.
As Rudell watches this goal kick come back out, Colley filling in for Jake Ruby. Hasn't looked a foot out of place as Keenan Colley. Jake Ruby has put in some impressive performances this season, so Colley has big shoes to fill, but he's looked up to the task so far. In midfield, Antigny harassed. Does concede, or does earn the foul, I should say. Taken quickly. So Antigny is a little bit slow in getting to his feet. Guillerme. Shojai. Watched by Meacham. As Rudell and Melik watch Banton. Banton striding forward. Leaves it for Colley. Back to the big man, but just behind him. And now he is well out of position. That is a critical intervention from Hill. Not enough, though. Living dangerously in midfield is Timo Melik, but he's done well to hold possession. That was quite the adventure for Timo Melik, but does very well to lunge in, keep that ball on his feet. And now, it's Meacham and Melik, or Rudell, excuse me, get their wires crossed, and that will fall right to Norgrove. Young. Guillerme to Banton. Young comes back to provide assistance as Rudell watches on. Melik and Hubenya in the middle. Michelson helping out. Antigny slips. That'll fall to Lopez. Past the half-hour mark, Victoria Highlanders 1. Portland Timbers U23s 0. On the follow-up from a penalty by Daniel Davidson. Penalty taken by Victory Shambusho, earned by Gauthier Antigny. That's all three of your primary attackers getting involved in one way or another on the opening goal. Can't really ask for much more than that, Simon.
No, spot on with that one, yeah. I was actually expecting Shambusho to smash that one in the top corner as he did in Vancouver last week, but half-decent save, but the follow-up's super important. Goal's a goal at the end of the day.
Pisa gets that into the middle. Overlapping run here from Meacham. Up against Shojai, who gets there first, but he'll just put that out for a throw. No nonsense defending there from Iliad Shojai. And Jacob Meacham for Michelson on the overlap. Crosses that. Tries to get the deflection off of Shojai, but it falls to Norgrove. So Norgrove will throw that out to Banton. Young. Hill. Shambusho. Young. And Tigney. Michelson will try to intercept. Goes to ground, though. Wins the free kick.
Yeah, the change in formation for Portland in midfield has made it a lot trickier for Victoria to transition the ball from the back to the midfield up to the strikers. And that's brought Portland back into this game with a lot more possession in the middle of this pitch here. But so far, not a whole lot of goal-scoring opportunities. Victoria seem to be being able to deal with balls like that over the top all day long.
Portland did play 2 days ago, earning a 0-0 draw with Seattle Sounders U23s. So there may be a tiny bit of a fatigue factor here. But regardless, this is the third of their 3-game road trip, having lost 3-0 at Lane United in the 0-0 tie at the Sounders, and then this, their final of the 3 at Centennial Stadium in Victoria. They will then go home for a 3-game homestand against TSS Rovers, the Highlanders, and then Rovers again. So a chance to get a little bit of consistency perhaps at home for the Timbers. They could perhaps even scare out a road draw here. That would be a good base to build from for the Timbers.
Absolutely, I think a point for them here today would be a really good result. I think as this game goes on, I think Portland are going to come more and more into it, and it's just a kind of case, can Victoria keep their opportunities to these long balls over the top that can be dealt with quite easily. We'll see, as the game continues to tick on and it's 1-0 Victoria. Portland going to have to mix it up and try something different, maybe gamble something in the second half, but we've not seen an opportunity from Victoria in quite some time in this.
Well, they may get something here as Meacham is a little bit too aggressive there on Shojai. That'll be a free kick for the Highlanders.
No card being asked for by the crowd, but he's slowly making his way to his feet.
No worse for wear as Sean Young stands over this as Shojai recomposes himself. Young to Guillerme. Some bodies have moved forward. Guillerme still with it. Connor Guillerme puts it into the center. Davidson, first time volley!
Wow, what a hit.
A Father's Day brace for Daniel Davidson!
I was just about to talk about why they're not putting that free kick into the back post for the big guys, but they've worked that beautifully. Guillerme with just a really, really nice little ball into the middle, a touch off, and the hit is beautiful.
A little, perhaps, bit of training ground trickery here as Guillerme, the center back, takes it for a run.
Oh.
And that is just, couldn't quite see it on the replay there, but the technique on that volley was sublime. No hesitation from Davidson whatsoever. 2-0, 36 minutes in.
Beautiful, yeah. You can see him winding up for that hit, and he just caught it so well. And 2-0, 35 minutes gone. Just talking about how Victoria haven't made too many opportunities since their goal.
They only needed one good one. A brace on his birthday for Daniel Davidson. The day just keeps getting better and better for number 13 in black.
I don't want to say the H word.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
There's a long way to go.
There are certain words we're not allowed to say in the broadcast booth, and that's one of them. Shambusho, they're trying to chase down that long ball. Wilson is having none of it. And Lowe will head back the other way. As the supporters serenade Daniel Davidson. Thank goodness the copyright has expired on that song. Long ball here looking for Prasad. Norgrove will just acrobatically dive over that and make sure the Timber attacker is not getting anywhere near it. Decano the other number 10 on the pitch, out for Colley. Corner running back to deal with him, goes past Chambusho. Lopez will just wait for this. Meacham and Fitch now.
I think it's really important for the next 10 minutes that Victoria don't do anything silly. They keep the ball on the floor. The left and right back have been prancing up that wing all day long, and it's a long game. They need to be smart with their energy levels. The counter attack for Victoria is always an option with pace like this.
Michelson couldn't get one in there. Another iffy challenge there from Michelson. Luckily for him, he didn't make contact with Shun Takano. Long ball there, looking for Intigny. The flag is still down. Intigny has it at 3.
Oh wow, look at that.
I'd say he's head over heels with that goal, Simon.
Acrobatic. But let's talk about the composure from, there's a flag up on the far side.
Has the referee changed his mind, perhaps?
I think it's something that's been said. Red card.
Red
he's off.
card. Straight red there. That looked like,
Fernand
did Lopez say something perhaps untoward? Well, look at the replay on this goal. Lovely ball taken there by Intigny.
Yeah, let's not talk about the red card, but the composure from the 16-year-old there to just use his body, his taking his time and just slipping that past the keeper and into the bottom corner, and just like that, it's 3-0 Victoria. This should hopefully calm down soon enough, but Portland will be going down to 10. They've just gone a third goal down. It's
long defense being made there over on the far side of the pitch as the players plead perhaps for clemency in this one. But the referee is having absolutely none of it. So not only do they go down by 3, they go down a player. Michelson still not letting this go. Lowe not letting this go. Are they thinking perhaps mistaken identity? If they were going second yellow, then it would be Fitch who would be going off, who's already had one. But if it's a straight red, it doesn't really matter. That would send Lopez off. I have to assume it was for something that was said.
Yeah.
I didn't see any major foul in the build-up unless it was well behind the play.
Yeah, he's walking off the pitch very, very slowly. The red card came out instantly. Yeah, there was no second yellow card, so we presume something said to the linesman.
All right, we'll take another look at both goals here while we wait for Lopez to make his way to the changing room.
So this is the second.
Guillermo here with the ball. This is just beautiful. This is a center back, mind you, and that's a forward. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, I mean, he's just casually waiting for something to happen, and he's just got such great technique. Gets a great strike on it.
And who else but Davidson with the long ball for Intigny. What a day for Davidson. 2 goals, now an assist to set up Intigny with his own goal.
Yeah, they're obviously asking for offside. There's a bunch of hands going up by the back line of Portland as he's taking his early bath, 35 minutes in. Still conversations going on over there.
Yeah, the coaches on the far side are not thrilled. Specifically, the fourth official's having to escort the Timbers coach back to his technical area.
I mean, you can argue the offside as much as you possibly can, but you can't be throwing certain words or dissent towards the officials. You can't be doing that. It's an emotional game, but you've got to keep your composure. And now he's put his team down to 10 men. They're 3-0 down. It's going to be a heck of an afternoon for them.
There might be goals, is what you're saying, Simon.
I'd like to see more goals. I'd like to see Victoria not sit back on this, because there's going to be some players out there that want to stamp their mark on it. I want to make sure, strong hard play again from Michelson.
That is. Intigny goes to the ground. Outcry from the supporters, but nothing given by the referee, as Michelson is perhaps attempting to make up for the lack of players with just pure brute strength. He's gotten away with one there. Intigny and Takano come together. Down goes Michelson. Referee isn't interested. Chambusho goes low. Takano! Through Wilson! Wilson is not thrilled. Takano certainly is.
Wow.
4-0 at the 42nd minute.
Just as you mentioned, Michelson trying to play as an extra player out there. He gets dispossessed. He's still on the deck now, but he gets dispossessed. way too easily. And Shimbusho, the pass is fantastic. It's composed. He knows exactly what he's up to. He dummies the shot.
Tigny and Takano working together. Takano actually got the last boot on it.
He's onside. It's great.
Great angle there from the camera crew. And Takano makes the tackle, gives it to Shimbusho, who provides the assist. Back to Takano, 4-0.
Takano's first goal of the season, I believe.
Might be his second. We'll get confirmation on that in just a moment. Shun Takano, that is his first goal in the season. So he has now officially opened his account for the 2019 USL League 2 season. Michelson is still affixing his boots here. And it looks like his corner coming off here, or is he just having a chat with the fourth official? Either way, something happening here at the Portland area. Yes, there is a substitution going on. Corner's day will be done here as Joe Corner will come out.
Yeah, I'm sure they're shifting into a 4-4-1. Or maybe even 3, we'll see. But, you know, going a man down 3-0 and then immediately conceding a fourth.
Doesn't evoke confidence, certainly.
No, I don't, as a manager as well, I don't know what you say to rally the guys up. You know, it's so difficult. But the clinical finishing from Victoria so far, I mean, you know, you've got to create the opportunities, and they've done so, and they've taken them so well.
Long ball for Tigny. Tries to pass Michelson, still at his feet. Tries the cheeky little backheel for Takano, but Michelson does enough. And Shojai now. Tigny.
Oh.
That time, too much footwork for the youngster.
Confidence is high, without question.
Flicked ball there. Stern header from Prasad. Shojai goes down. Referee now stops it, not for the foul, but for the head injury.
Yeah, it's a strong challenge. I think both players get their head to the ball. You could hear the yell from up here.
Shojai will stay on the ground here. Will this call in the... We'll see here on the throw-in. And just out of the left side of your screen there, they come together. Shojai, though, he's back up and mobile. So no worse for wear.
Not sure what Striker's up to there with the baseball bat.
Perhaps he's attempting to enact some sort of revenge here, though that's why we leave the mascots on the athletic pitch and not the not the soccer pitch. Sumbusho with the steal. Tries to get back to his right foot there. Shakes off Michelson. Tigny into the area. He's drawn one penalty here. He won't get a chance to draw a second, though. And Lowe will go the other way. Calling for it there was Melich. Trying to set up some sort of overlap. What can they generate here? The Timbers down by 4 as we approach halftime. Fitch now. Michelson.
You know what? It's a very tight league we have, and goal difference could definitely play a part come towards the end of the season. So I think it's important for Victoria that they continue with their game plan. They look to create more opportunities, really stretch the 10 men of Portland, and maybe try and get 2-3 more. And what confidence that's gonna bring going into their game on Friday evening.
Did get confirmation on that substitution. Coming in for a corner was number 99, Langdon Roscoe. So they're bang on, Simon. It is a 4-man backline, if nothing else. As the ball will go out here for what looks like a goal kick. Norgrove's in zero hurry to get this, but there will be one last substitution before the half is out. Very late substitution for the Timbers as they get the numbers board ready here. And it looks like Prasad's coming off. Yes, indeed. That will be Rocco Prasad's day being done after a half of work. And coming in for him, I believe that's Bertrand Fourier. And if that's the case...
Yeah, he's going straight up front.
Yep, that is Bertrand Fourier, who is currently the leading goal scorer for the Timbers, having picked up 2 goals so far in this League 2 campaign. 478 minutes. So his 7 games played have been a lot of off the bench, but he can make things happen as an impact substitute. And goodness knows, down by 4, the Timbers will need all the impact they can get off the bench.
Yeah, it must be a tricky one sitting on the bench and your name gets called and you've got to go out there and do something, and it's 4-0 down and you're down to 10 men. What I'd really love to see from Portland here is a really strong character building into this half and the end of the game, where they can go out there and really work and do their best to create opportunities, and they'll do their best to try and keep the score down as much as they can.
Plenty of time to think about it too, as we are into a few minutes of stoppage time. Intercepted the long ball. Norgrove was off his line. Perhaps a valuable lesson not to let your foot off the gas here, make any silly mistakes, as Norgrove nearly punished for being off his line there. Timo Melik with the opportunistic strike, as Norgrove is cautioned by the referee to get things moving.
I believe that to be Portland's first shot on goal to Victoria's 7, and if they're going to remain 40-yarders, or maybe even 50, Victoria can be quite happy with that.
And that will be the halftime whistle. What looked to be an entertaining game became a blowout in a span of minutes. Victoria Highlanders sitting on 4 to the Portland Timbers U23's 0. Simon, where do we go from here?
You know what? It's going to be a very, very interesting second half. I'm not quite sure what could possibly be said by the coach to Portland there. They've got 10 men now. They're 4-0 down. It's going to be difficult. But Victoria, they've taken their opportunities so well. 3 first goal scorers as well, and I mean, we've seen some really beautiful attempts. We hit the bar twice as well, Victoria. Opportunities all over the place and really well taken goals. And you know what? Maybe we can see a few more.
We'll have to see in the second half. Highlanders 4, Timbers U23 0. Second half will be happening after the break.
Hey, I'm Jeff, member 44091. Peninsula Co-op is committed to giving back to our local communities. Last year, over $500,000 was given back to 300 initiatives, like education, and sports, and even healthcare. So every time you fill up your vehicle, your home heating oil, or your grocery cart, you're choosing to support Peninsula Co-op's commitment to the community.
Join today!
Peninsula Co-op, moving ahead by giving back.
Why do we, as humans, choose to travel? We do it because we love to. Because we have to. Or maybe it's because we need to. Because we haven't quite figured out what else to do or be. Because someone told us it wouldn't be smart to, and we knew better. Because we save every last penny to, and some of us work our whole lives to. We can't tell you why you wanderlust or daydream or yearn to run away, but you can tell us. You can tell us why you want to travel. Because isn't that where it all starts? Isn't that where the story begins? You see, we're here for the story. For your story. Because we're human too.
Hey, I'm Jeff, Peninsula Co-op number 44091. I just love coming here and earning a rebate. And I love the people who work here, like Colleen. They're so lucky. They get flexible hours, an award-winning culture, tuition assistance, profit sharing, and bonuses. I could use a bonus. They offer career growth, a pension plan, and great bosses.
Hey Jeff, you should apply. We're hiring.
I am here a lot. Peninsula Co-op. Join the team today.
Girl and took her hand, he told her never will I leave you my love. She said, darling, I've been in and out so many doors, and I've always tried to keep my head with all the men I've known before. Left me there again, feeling like a stranger to my happiness. I'm feeling like a stranger to my happiness.
Oh, hey, I'm Jeff, member 44091. You know, being a Peninsula Co-op member has all kinds of benefits.
Hey Jeff, it's me, 26982.
Like everyone knows who you are. Pay a one-time $27 membership fee and you'll receive an awesome annual rebate.
Hey Jeff, 3348.
Ah, so you get money back for buying things you need anyway. And money goes back into the community.
Hey Jeff, 58266.
At Peninsula Co-op, you're more than just a number. Become a member today.
Welcome back for the second half of this USL League 2 tilt between the Victoria Highlanders and the visiting Portland Timbers U23 side. Roturo in the booth here with Simon Brazier. Your eyes are not deceiving you. The scoreline currently sits 4-0 in favor.
Tackles flying in, so it's been without question for the sitting up here and watching and talking about this game. It's been a lot of fun. I really, really would love to have been in the dressing room for Portland because I don't know what you say after something like that, you know?
No kidding. The man stretching there, Gauthier Intigny, he is on the board with a goal. One taken that more or less directly resulted in the red card for the Timbers. As best as we can tell, because that was a very, very close play, the Timbers were insistent that Intigny was offside, and Lopez expressed that insistence in a unsporting manner to the officials and was sent off with a straight red for the harshest dissent, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he must have said something immediately to the assistant on that far side because his flag went straight up. Referee went over, had a little chat, and it was a very quick conversation. Card went up, and he was off. And yeah, I'm not quite sure what he's up to right now, but you know, let his team down a little bit with that one. But we go on. I'm sure Portland will do their very best to get something positive out of this game. As you said earlier, they played a couple of days ago. There's going to be some tired legs out there, and you know, Victoria have looked strong from the first minute going forward. They've got such wicked pace up there, and it's going to be a long 45 minutes for those defenders for Portland. So here we go.
And we did get confirmation that Crystal Michelson did receive a yellow, though not for the penalty. It was for some of the end of half brouhaha. So Michelson is sitting on a yellow, 18 for the Timbers. And of course, a big thank you to all of you out there watching and commenting on YouTube. Carlos Guillermo is pointing out that goal differential could very well be quite big in this division, and the Northwest, we know, is one of, if not the most competitive divisions in League 2, so he's absolutely right, Simon. If you can raise that goal differential, do it.
Yeah, I think that's important. Victoria have got a game 5 days from now, so they're going to have plenty of time to rest up. So getting some more goals and getting some, getting that confidence really sky high for Friday night, it's going to be imperative.
And I'm going to go on a giant leap of faith here and assume that Carlos Guillermo is some way connected to Connor Guillermo. Highlander center back currently sitting on an assist with the setup off that free kick trickery that allowed Daniel Davidson to just smash one into the back of the net.
Yeah, we've had some pretty goals at Centennial Stadium this season so far, and that absolutely goes up there with some of the best of them. And I'm sure Victoria are going to continue with their positive fashion. I've been really impressed with some of the guys who have had to come in to replace some players who are unavailable today, and they have not let their boss down.
As you can see there in the middle of your screen, Bertrand Fourier came on as a sub at the end of the half. And you can see just the top of your screen there coming in is Timur Zvidze, a familiar name, as he makes a halftime substitution. Zvidze and Fourier undoubtedly brought in to provide some sort of offensive spark for the Timbers. Goodness knows they'll need something. Zvidze is definitely somebody who can provide it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going 2 wide players further up the pitch. Really going to create some space for Victoria's 3 in the middle to take advantage of.
And coming out for Zvidze was Michelson, and he was becoming more than a little bit invested in some of his tackles near that half. I can't imagine that that didn't escape the notice of Portland's head coach.
Yeah, he put some spicy challenges in the first game between these two teams, and yeah, it's probably a smart call to maybe have just pulled him out there. But he was a very influential player, that's for sure. He's got that tenacity to his game, but he's also can ping a ball over to that far side and make something happen, but we're not going to see him for the rest of the game.
His flowing blonde locks will be missed. Fourier in the area up against Guillermo. Back outside. Takano. Fourier. Meacham to Melik. Meacham goes down, holding his face. Was there an elbow perhaps there from Hill? The referees missed it if there was. Back up moving, and Hill goes up the line. Antigne's waiting for it. Up against Fitch, who is on a yellow. Up the left side, Antigne with pace for days. Antigne down in the box. No call.
Wow.
Last-ditch defending there from the Timbers, and they got it bang on.
Yeah, you can see on the halfway line, Tiki was getting that ball to his feet, and the defender immediately retreated because he knew if he got too close and got beaten, he was chasing.
Lopez's red card is now confirmed there by the PA. Long ball there for Melik. Looking for Fourier. Fourier is going to be on an island here by himself based on this formation. It's going to be all service of the Route 1 variety here going forward, Simon. The midfield is looking a little bit more sparse by design here for Portland.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've have to change it up considering their circumstances, being down, being a player down as well. And I think there's going to be a lot of space for Victoria to do their, play their nice quick one-touch passing, their quick transitions from the back to the midfield to the strikers. We'll see that. I think we're going to see a lot of this at the back, considering the advantage. And this is just going to tire Portland right out, and then Victoria might be able to spring.
Banton here goes on a run himself. Why not? Banton looks low, trying for the run of Takano. That is some clutch defending from Jake Rudel, who'd come all the way back from his forward/wing position here to assist, and a good thing he did. Or else Banton might have single-handedly sprung Takano looking for his second of the afternoon. Terrell low. Langdon Roscoe, who came in the first half as a defensive option following the red card. Long ball here is looking for Rudel. Back at the other end of the pitch. Up against Shojai. He's got Fourier in the box. Here comes Meacham. Takano controls. Young. And there is absolutely no urgency here from the Highlanders, up by 4. They will take their time building out from the back here. Takano to Young. Banton. Colley. Chambusho. Colley able to get there. Roscoe's challenge not quite turned over. Davidson looking for the deflection there, can't get it. And this time Javidze earns the throw with the deflection off of Davidson. Roscoe. Fitch. Meacham thought about going long, goes back instead, and Wilson this time will go long. Looking for Rudel, and that's a little bit too much to ask there for Jake Rudel, who's been already doing a lot to start this half in both boxes. Box-to-box winger, why not? Goodness knows he'll need to be with the 10-man Timbers looking for some sort of spark.
Yeah, the game, I mean, it's only 5 minutes into the second half, but everything seems to have slowed down a little bit. There's a little bit of extra space on the pitch. Both sets of players are fully aware of the scoreline. I do hope Victoria are just biding their time before they decide to strike and add to their 4-goal lead.
Banton now. Looks long. There's the late run from Shojai coming up the middle. The fullback, why not? He did open the scoring this season with a burst of speed like that, so why not up 4 goals?
Certainly did. I think he got the okay from Shintakano to go forward as he was covering him up. And yeah, he doesn't mind a venture forward.
Rudel's headed flicked back outside looking for the overlap. He does get it from Meacham, but he can't keep it in. It's the throw in. Back to Guillermin Young. Davidson now the one dropping back to provide some assistance in midfield. He's quickly pressed immediately by Hubenya there. Javidze looking for the turnover here. Won't get there ahead of Banton, who with the pack pass aimed directly at his own net. Norgrove makes sure that doesn't go any further. Hill. Antigny. Takano. Hill. Benya on that turnover. Here goes Portland on the counter, but they'll only get as far as Guillermo, who's brought down in the process, and that will be a free kick. Shojai leaves it, and now Guillermo will take the free kick proper. Staring Javidze and Fourier down, who have not retreated. Perhaps anticipating the back pass, and they were right. They do drop off in the end. Takano.
You know, sometimes you go a man down, it can just, you assume that you're going to have a lot more opportunities to go forward and score goals, but you know, it's still the end of the day, they've got to pass through 10 players. It can make it very, very tricky at times.
In Shimbusho's case, just run right through them. You still got to make that run. Tigny back to Shimbusho. Tigny's looking for the return. Shimbusho keeps. And that's easily defended up by Roscoe. Shojai puts it back into the area. Headed down and wide!
Ooh.
Davidson. He saw the goal. He saw his chance. Just couldn't hit the target.
Yeah, it's a decent ball into the back post. Some nice interplay again by Tiggy and Shimbusho. And it fell out to the left-hand side, and it's a decent little chip into the air, and Davison just doesn't quite get it right. The timing of the run's perfect, and he's looking for that header, and I'm pretty sure this first goal was with the left foot, his second was definitely with the right, and that header, you know, could have been something special.
Shojai with a great run there to keep that in play. It looked like it would have been, the attack would have died there, but instead, the fullback on the gallop just well to set up that chance. Hill, though, not able to control, and Hubenya starts something for Portland. Goes up to the right for Rudel. Fourier and Javidze are his targets. Opts to keep. Little stutter step. Puts it across the area. Fourier looking to get a toe on it. Couldn't make connection. And Young will bring it back out for the Highlanders.
Great defending by Connor there, wow.
Shimbusho has a little bit of space. Waits for Antigny. Roscoe gives him a bump. Antigny keeps on his feet. Puts it back into the area. Davidson pops it up. Back to Antigny, who will go for a run to keep it in play. And that will go out for a throw, as Antigny not quite able to keep it under control under what looked like a triple teaming there in the corner.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing some substitutes for Victoria at some point soon. Get some of those guys on the bench some action today.
There, nearly a corner kick conceded there. Lyman Roscoe. Quick to act, kept it in play. Now, Ubenya. Timbers adopting alternatively either a 4-3-2 or a 2-5-2, depending on how you like it. Regardless, it is a Highlanders throw on the far side. No substitutes warming up just yet for the Highlanders. Though, as you mentioned quite rightly, Simon, it would be silly not to bring in the subs in 4-0 at the 55th minute, excuse me, because why not at this point?
Yeah, I think he's probably, Thomas, the coach, has probably said to the guys that go out there and try and get a couple more goals, but, you know, if it doesn't happen, which it might not, because it's not super easy to try and get past the 10 guys who are just kind of sitting back, probably make those in the next 10-15 minutes perhaps, just to get some fresh legs on there, and maybe got one eye on Friday night.
Takano. Step over, plays in Antigny. Go to the corner with this, wait for help. Sliding in there was Roscoe again. He's shown well since coming into this game, and now on the run here. Lovely little jink to the left, and in comes Javidze. Banton, central, they were looking for Fourier. Guillermo, though, misplays it a little bit. He'll need Norgrove to scramble. Doesn't go outside his area, though.
Yep.
Though Fourier's calling for a back pass. AR isn't assisted in it, though. Or isn't interested in it, I should say.
Yeah, I think Guillaume didn't get a call from his goalkeeper there, because there was that was the right pass to play, but the attacker on that right side didn't fully commit for it. Wild slide ends up going in, but it's completely harmless in the end.
Fourier and Javidze cannot be taken lightly for the Highlanders. Fourier, as we mentioned earlier, 2 goals, currently leads the team. Javidze, for longtime watchers of the Highlanders, we know everything that he can do. He is a danger every time he's on the pitch. Shambusho has won it here. Shambusho for Antigny, around the corner, Antigny! 2 goals, 2 flips for Gote Antigny. It's 5-0.
Wow, it's another good goal. Nice composure in the 6-yard box by Shambusho to lay it off for his striking partner, and the one touch to set up the strike rips it through the goalkeeper, and it's 5-0. It's a couple of goals for the youngster, and
no look from Shambusho. Just looking at it on the replay there, he no-looks the setup. Everyone's going the other way. No problem at all there for Antigny. 2 goals for Antigny, 2 assists from Shambusho.
very, very nice. That's definitely some confidence being 4-0 up. Now it's 5.
Fitch now to Roscoe. Shambusho charges in. He missed the penalty that was eventually converted by Davidson. Certainly, though he has 2 assists to his name, Shambusho, you have to think would love to get a goal proper for himself.
Yeah, he certainly deserves it, and just thinking exactly the same thing. He's going to be, you know, he could have been frustrated in there and swung a booter to try and score at that tight angle, but had the smarts to look up and play his strike partner in there, and it's so nice when those link-ups seem to work so seamlessly, and it's, you know, it's their first game playing together up front.
Antigny tries to split. Oh, it's taken a deflection. Headed. Shambusho, what a save! Trevor Wilson backpedaling, swipes a paw at it, and Shambusho is denied.
Wow, well, I don't know who takes care of goals and saves of the week, because you've got your number 1 right there. That is flying through the air.
Antigny does so well there to get ahead. There's the first save. That wasn't a deflection, I apologize. That was a 1 save and now a double.
Throws himself into the net. It's absolutely spectacular.
I agree with you, Simon, that's not in the shout for save of the week. That double save from Trevor Wilson, I don't know what possibly could be.
Yeah, 5-0 down, still committed and focused.
Banton looking near post, can't connect. Takano sweeps up any chance of a counter, and Shojai cuts inside on Javidze, or on low, excuse me. Now the right-footed delivery. Shambusho's header! This one falls right at Wilson. That's 3 saves by Wilson on Shambusho alone, if you've been keeping track. 1 on the penalty, and then 2 in the last minute. Plus a 4th on Antigny if we're going to just really total up what Trevor Wilson is bringing to the table. Fourier puts it wide.
It's a nice effort. The first 2 touches to pop it up for the volley were very nice, but he just gets that shot a little bit wrong. But we've been treated to a large amount of goals today, and you know what? There's 30 minutes left on the clock. It's going to be a lot more motivation and encouragement coming from Victoria, and it's a warm one down there for 10 men to be running around. You can see definitely more opportunities and more goals for sure, because Victoria don't look done.
Antigny keeps his feet. Shojai dances left, dances right. Takano, left-footed in for Shambusho. Well defended there by Roscoe. And Lowe will look for the run here on the counter. Sprinting ahead there was Rudel. Fourier knocked off his boots, and Norgrove will control.
Yeah, nice defending coming back there. Looking for that little through ball, but Victoria got 3 guys back there. It's going to be such a difficult thing for Portland to create an opportunity, being a man down, and they just must be demoralised right now coming to the island and getting right now pretty pumped. 5-0. There's a couple of subs coming in for Victoria. 2
of them there, you're absolutely right, to deal with that throw in. And we'll see who gets arrested. It looks like Sean Young is going to be coming off first. He's had a solid game in midfield, taking that holding role. 6 playing in the 6. Takano as well coming off, it looks like. 14 for 32. Just an interesting call from the board.
Yeah, I don't think we've
It
got
looks like
32 on our paperwork, do we?
No, but we do have, that looks like Rudel's day will be done. That looks like a sub for the Timbers, if nothing else. Now Takano is coming off. Plenty of options on the bench there to provide some sort of offense to replace Takano. And there we see the substitution coming in. That would be Sebastian Horet coming in for the Timbers to replace Jake Rudel. I have to imagine this will be more of a midfield-minded substitution here for the Timbers. And we'll just get confirmation on who Takano came off for. I believe it was Papadinets, or we'll take a quick look there.
Number 7, Papadinets.
That is indeed Mitch Papadinets coming in, making his appearance. Like-for-like substitution there. On the wing, will replace Takano. Pretty much 1-for-1 there, positionally speaking.
And I believe Sam Fletcher has entered the fray as well.
I think you're right on that one. 17 in black, Sam Fletcher coming in. So basically a midfield overhaul here for the Highlanders as they keep everything tight in the mid and back.
Yeah, it looks like Fletcher's just sat in there, just in front of the back two, just control things up, hopefully get on the ball, knock it around a little bit, and I believe this is his first appearance for the Highlanders. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Fletcher has made a couple of brief substitute appearances so far. This will be, he's made averaged about a half hour, a little more than that in each appearance. This is about on par for Fletcher.
All right.
So he will get a chance to show what he can do in that number 6 position as a holding midfielder. Meanwhile, on the Timbers side, bringing in Sebastian Horet. 5 appearances so far this season, 238 minutes. Nothing major on the stat lines for him. But positionally, he is taking up that OS Javidze with the nice interception there. Can he get between Banton and Guillerme? He might. Tries to cut it back. He could hear the call from Fourier. Instead, banks it right off of Banton. It'll be a corner for the Timbers. It's Timur Javidze. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Never count this guy out. He is dangerous every time he steps near the ball, and he had great presence of mind to force that turnover.
Yeah, he was looking for the cut back there to his partner up there, and a bit of a giveaway from Fletcher.
Back post over Norgrove, but thankfully wide of the net. As the little 1-2 there with Horet. And there was just a touch of the fingers, it looks like, by Norgrove on that ball. So it will be a second corner in succession here as the substitutes, Horet and Javidze, head over to the far corner.
Yeah, fair play to Portland. They're still pressing. They're still trying to make something happen. Maybe even just coming away with a goal or two.
This one taken direct. Headed down by Hubenya, blocked by Hill. Guillerme, watched by Fourier, and it'll be out for a throw. Fourier will try and take quickly. Doesn't like his options. Thought about bringing it there for Horet. Opts instead to leave it. So this will bring up low there from the fullback position.
Yeah, the short one wasn't really on there. Completely surrounded by Highlanders.
Now Horet. Low. Side. Benyon providing some sort of outlet there. Opts to go back instead, and now here comes Papadinets looking to cause his own turnover. Fitch and Hubenya had to be careful there. Shojai, though, intercepts on Meacham. Davidson, back to Shojai. On the overlap, sliding in there with a very good sliding defensive tackle there was Meacham. Jacob Meacham not giving up, and he started a counter here for the Timbers. Fourier is all alone up front, but the ball makes it to him. He cuts back. Has 2 options up front. One of them is Timo Melik. Fouriet's out wide. That's where it goes. Javidze is central. Fourier is central. Little chip ball there from Melik. Very clever. But that's a cut inside shot there by Sebastian Horet.
Looks like a free kick to Portland just on the edge.
Advantage given there. I was worried there because the whistle came from inside the area, but no, he's called it back on the advantage. Great position to do some threatening here. Not many bodies coming forward, though, for the Timbers. And now as the wall is walked back, now the Timbers will set something up. They leave Meacham back to deal with Intigny. Lowe will stay back as well. Melik lurks outside the area. Javidze and Horit stand over this. Everyone else in the area. Horit takes it low, blocked by Banton. Melik just drives into the area. He'll get another corner here. Portland have suddenly come alive here in the last 15 minutes. This is another set piece in quick succession. 5-0, they're playing for pride, surely, but don't tell them that's not worth playing for.
Sometimes it's the only thing.
Falls, oh, that fell right at the feet of Fourier. Couldn't make connection there. And Shojai will go low up the line. That's intercepted by Hubenya. Fletcher tries to put a boot in. Hubenya keeps his run and his feet. Gets past. Now he's brought down. That'll be a foul conceded there by Sam Fletcher. In a decent position as well, as a couple substitutes are warming up on both sides there. So we may be seeing some more players entering the fray in the not too distant future. But first, a free kick here from Timur Javidze as Shojai is backed off, forming the lonely one-man wall.
Yeah, there's been a succession of decent opportunities to put the ball in the box from corners and from free kicks from Portland.
Goes low.
So
Davidson clears it. Shojai finds Intigny, the only man forward. Papadinitz goes over the top, or is that Davidson?
Wow.
Intigny does well to keep that in, dancing the line. Keeps the play alive. Papadinitz. Is Colley doing the overlap? Opts to keep it himself. Cuts inside for Shambusho. Falls for Papadinitz! Shambusho, great block! Once again, Shambusho is denied. This time the combination of Trevor Wilson and Langdon Roscoe come together to deny the young striker.
Yeah, it's a good effort. Portland seems to switch off here because Victoria just kind of waltz their way through. Decent defending there. Bit scrappy. It's a layoff for Shambusho for the strike. And keeper, combination of keeper and defender there lunging in to keep it at 5 for now.
Terrell Lowe doing the work to keep Papadinitz off there on the initial attempt. Shojai's delivery. Back post, brought down by Intigny, but not well.
Corner, I think.
He does indeed get the deflection off of it, so that will be his second corner in a row. And Papadinitz will head over to handle that. Guillerme and Colley being kept in reserve on these set pieces. Fletcher is lurking outside the area. Everyone else either at the edge of the box or well inside it. It does go to Fletcher. Brings in the low cross. Tapped in by Shojai! A little bit more set piece trickery, and Shojai has it at 6-0.
Wow, really nice short corner. And as Sam Fletcher sticks a sneaky little ball into the near post, and Shojai's got all the time in the world to even bring that down and take a strike, but he flicks it first time. Keeper's got no chance, and that's the 6th time he's picking the ball out of the net. It's a lovely little flick there with the left. The technique's really beautiful, 6-7 yards out. And 6-0 Victoria. Left back's getting in on the action for his second of the season.
The left back assisted by the substitute defensive midfielder on a short corner, which tells a story in and of itself right there. Meanwhile, 2 more Highlanders are standing with the 4th official, so we may see a couple more substitutions, or will the play be restarted first? Referee is pointing now, and Fourier will take a foot off the ball, and here come the subs.
Nobody wants to come off, I promise you.
Davidson, it looks like. The birthday boy with a brace to his name and an assist as well. We'll get a welcome rest for a great shift put in. Take nothing away from him. And that's like Kensho Ando coming in to replace him, so more attacking prowess. And elsewhere, Banton will be the one coming out. And he will be replaced by, I believe it's Ali Adib coming in? Either that or Mackenzie Rigg. Nope, that is Ali Adib coming in. So Adib returns to defensive duties. though it pains me to mention it. Last time Adib played here at home, he did score quite the golazo. Unfortunately, it was into the wrong net.
Yeah, it was easily one of the craziest things I've ever seen in football, and I still I've watched it. I watched it 100 more times. I still quite can't figure it out. Moment of madness, perhaps, but you know, these guys are serious professionals out there. They're trying to do the best they can, and I'm sure Adib's going to go out there with the next 20 minutes and show the quality he's got, going the right way.
Only 6 players on the bench today for the Highlanders, 1 goalkeeper in Schneider. 4 of the others who are currently on the pitch, Adib, Fletcher, Papadinitz, and Ando, leaving Mackenzie Rigg, the newest signing for the Highlanders, 5th-year University of Victoria Vikes defender. So maybe he comes in for Guilherme. Meanwhile, Lowe puts in a cross, looking for Svidze, headed down over the boot of Fletcher, and Colley will control. Roscoe beats Antigni to the ball there. Step and turn there by Hore. Melik. Back for Hore. Melik up against Chambusho. Does manage to get it low. Good boot in there by Adib, because Fourier had managed to shake off Guilherme. Timbers aren't going away, nor would you expect them to. Fletcher now. There's 3 Timbers on the high press here. No fear whatsoever down 6. I suppose at that point, what have you got to lose? Why not?
Absolutely.
Antigni keeps his feet, keeps going. Advantage played. Gauthier Antigni. Over for Chambusho. Cuts back inside on Lowe. Antigni! Great save by Wilson! The 15th shot directed towards the attacking net by the Highlanders. And Wilson has come up with yet another big one to keep this scoreline, if you can call 6-0 respectable, somewhat respectable.
Yeah, it's another nice little play between both players, and gets a good hit straight at the keeper, unfortunately, but he does well to get rid of the danger.
Ando, forward to Antigni. Looking for that left boot, maybe. No, leaves it for Shojai.
Oh.
Hill got in the way there. Now there's the yep, I'm sorry motion there between Hill and Shojai.
Yeah, that was just rolling onto Shojai's left foot for a strike.
And meanwhile, substitution coming up here for the Timbers as they'll go to their bench again. And that will be the end of the day for Timo Melik. And coming in, I believe that's Camilo Avendano. We'll just confirm that in a moment here. That is Timo Melik coming off. And that should be number 24 in green.
My eyes are not that good from up here.
Occasionally mine work.
There you go, 24.
Yep,
Lovely.
so that is indeed Camilo Avendano coming in. So that'll be another like for like there, move into the midfield. Make something happen. As Melik has tried to make a lot happen. He's certainly been busy. He's been quite active in that midfield. Unfortunately, though, only so much you can do, really.
And you were mentioning earlier about how, you know, Banton taking the armband for the day, and there's a bunch of guys out there that could take that role, and he did such a great job, and I'm very proud of his performance. And Conor Guilherme now, I think, with the armband, another, you know, titan of a footballer out there, more than capable of leading this group of Victoria Highlanders.
You're absolutely right there. That is definitely Guilherme wearing the armband. And you're also right that the leadership at the back line here for the Highlanders this season has been quite commendable. I mean, how do you replace someone like Callum Montgomery? The answer is you don't. But in Banton and Guilherme, there is absolutely nothing to be ashamed of in the Highlanders back line this year. 2 excellent players in Banton and Guilherme.
Yeah, and we said it from day one, first match, that they look like they've been playing together for years. And, you know, you can be a very talented footballer, but if you can't play with the players around you.
Colley gets his body in the way there of that clearance by Lowe. They'll try to bring it down. Stern defending there by Terrell Lowe, although this time Colley is called for the foul. And the referee indicates it's because he got that arm in there. The universal "I saw that elbow" gesture from the referee. Not that that will stop the supporters from chanting invectives at the referee. As Wilson urges his team forward to maybe grab one here in the next 15 minutes. Guillerme wins the header there against Chavite. Charging up there is Mitchum.
Switch. Nice.
And there, you're almost prophetic there, Simon, with the switch coming in. Adib to Colley. Adib will get it back. Fletcher. And now it's just pick your time, pick your point of attack here, and the Highlanders have the luxury of all the time they need to see this game out and find just the right attack. Guillerme.
Yeah, they may be 6-0 up, and I can guarantee you that the back line and especially Norgrove back there do not want to concede a goal. They want to have a clean sheet.
Low ball there from Jabusha, looking for the runs of Ando and Intigni. Well defended there. Now the long ball by Chavite, looking for Fourier. He's found him up against Fletcher. Nice stutter step there, and that'll be a foul conceded there by Fletcher as Fourier had him well and truly beat with that little stutter. And Fletcher will just give away the foul. And it looks like he'll escape the yellow as well. I thought it was perhaps a bit too cynical from Fletcher, but the referees decided on a bit of leniency.
Yeah, this is his second one since he's come on. It's a great little bit of movement. Nice little skill on that right-hand side and just kind of suckered him into the lunge. And again, another opportunity for Portland to stick the ball into the danger area. Hopefully the back line for Victoria can stay strong and keep that 0 on that scoreboard up there.
And there is that final substitution coming in for the Highlanders. That will be the Highlanders' debut for Mackenzie Rigg, as Iliad Shojai will get a well-deserved break. Goal to his name. And now he will make way for the newest Victoria Highlander. And that free kick will fall as Camilo Avendano puts in the cross. Over the head of everybody, falls nicely to Jorge, but he blasts that well over the net. And Norwood will be happy to watch that all day.
Yeah, Mackenzie Rigg coming into a 6-0 very controlled performance by Victoria. I couldn't think of too many better circumstances to enter a football match.
Especially for your home debut as well. And Rigg will indeed take the right side up here. So Colley will be moved.
Ooh.
And that's a bad back pass there from Guillerme. Fourier tries to get around Adib on his left foot, cuts back inside.
Oh, great
and
goal.
That will indeed.
Oh, what's happened there?
I believe the flag was up for offside there. Just saw a flash of the flag from the assistant referee. And Bertrand Fourier nearly undresses the entirety of the defense.
Yeah, that's a shame. Shame he was offside there because the cutback and the strike was great. It does say 6-1. Oh no, it's gone back now. It's 6-0 now. And lucky for Victoria that their clean sheet remains intact.
Cannot count out the Timbers ever. And it looks like, correct if I'm wrong here, it's almost as though Victoria switched to almost a 3-5-2 here, moving Adib, Fletcher, and Guillerme into a single unit, playing Mackenzie Rigg more as a wingback as Shambusho touches forward Rigg. He'll get a bit of a run here, crosses it low, blocked, and he'll concede the goal kick there. As Rigg just gets one foot in the wrong place, looking to try and get at least a corner or a cross out of that, as Intigni had made quite the nice run. Instead, it'll be Wilson taking the goal kick. 10 minutes to go here. Victoria Highlanders 6. Timbers U23 0. Timbers playing with 10 men since about the 35th, 40th minute, when Gerardo Lopez was shown a straight red for his dissent following Gauthier Intigni's goal. A little bit too aggressive with his disagreement of what was a very close offside or non-offside, as it were. Colley out on the far left. Rigg on our near side. There is Colley now, having switched sides. Tigney shows short. Keeps possession. Keeps his feet moving. Kensho Ando touches it forward. Papadinets waits. Colley's come inside. Spinning and moving is Mitchell Papadinets, and he's just managed to keep possession, though, under intense pressure.
Done so well.
Kensho Ando has a go himself, but that's right at Wilson.
Decent strike there. Lovely play by Papadinets on that right-hand side to keep possession and get that ball inside to Ando. And it's a nice hit straight at the keeper again. And may have conceded 6 goals, but Trevor Wilson has made some amazing saves today.
Could easily be 8 if it wasn't for Trevor Wilson.
Yeah, agreed.
It's not often you look at a 6-0 scoreline and go, well, the keeper wasn't too bad. But in all honesty, Trevor Wilson has put in a good performance here. You can't openly fault him on all but one of the goals.
Yeah.
Which we let one sneak under him in the first half. Other than that, he's done about as best as could be expected of him as Shambusho. Rigg has options.
Great ball.
Shambusho does get ahead to it, but not enough of it as Wilson came out to challenge. Brave on the part of both players as Roscoe will clear that. And Fletcher concedes the foul to Fourier, who takes it first time. Javidze on the run here, only Guillerme back. But Guillerme does get there first, and Colley will actually chase this down. He could keep this in, and in fact he will.
Yeah, you can see Shambusho and Tigi looking for, one's looking for their first deserved goal of the day, the other looking for a third, looking for a hat-trick. The clock ticks down. I think he's going to get one more opportunity.
I seem to recall earlier in the broadcast, Simon, we said there were 2 sets of words you weren't allowed to say in the last 10 minutes. You said both of them.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Oh, you're a brave man, Simon Brazier.
Because when it happens, I look fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
You
of
know?
Course. One final substitution here as it looks like Simon Fitch, who is on a yellow. He will see his day come to an end. And 27, Quinn Melo Bastida will come in to replace him. And that will do it for all of the outfield player substitutions for both teams. Only the goalkeeper is left on the bench. It'll be interesting to see where they actually place Melo Bastida, as he is listed as more of an attacking type. Do they move Hubenya back to fill in? Let's just take a quick peek and wait and see here. And indeed, that is Hubenya, who has moved back in beside Roscoe. So Melo Bastida moves up. Hubenya moves back. Throw in on the far side here by Colley. Intercepted. Timbers straight to the attack. Avendano does get it forward. And that will be Meacham having earned the throw on the far side. Jacob Meacham. About 6 minutes plus stoppages to try and get some pride here for the visitors in green and white. But that is well defended by Papadinets, and now Shambusho. One touch ball there with Hill. Charging up his Rigg. He won't be able to get there, and he's gambled and lost his Rigg, and now chance for Terrell Lowe here to make something happen on the counter. Lowe just goes right up the middle. Shouldered by Adib. Referee isn't interested.
Good defending.
Very solid defending late in the game by Ali Adib. Fletcher. Tigney loses out there. Stopping, turning there is Hubenya. Up against Hill. Zamindano beside him. He will eventually get there. Slides in to keep it away from Kensho Ando. Back it goes to Sebastian Horet. Timbers still looking for that one. They've shown they've had the potential to get it. There was a stretch in the second half where they had 5, maybe 6 set pieces in quick succession, showing that they can put on pressure, even down a player. Lowe calls it forward on the near side here, as Hubenya thinks, opts to go to the other side. Avendano. Camilo Avendano here. Back to Hubenya. Tigny on him immediately. Has to back pass to Wilson, come outside his area to play this to Roscoe. Roscoe goes long, that's going to go right past everybody. Out for a deep throw. So sort of a shrug there from Sebastian Horet saying, well, what did you expect me to do with that?
It's been a real long, hard day for Portland.
Even the players who come in as substitutes look like they've gone more than a few miles more than you would have expected. As Rigg will go with a meaty looking throw there right for Hill. Shambusho comes away with it. Ando on the turn, out to Colley. To Guillermo. Switches out to Rigg. Chests it down. Waits, looks for Shambusho or Antigone, but misses both of them, and Roscoe will just punch that to midfield. Well placed kick. Adib. Hill. To Guillermo. Hill again. Ando out wide. Colley on the overlap. Cuts back. Antigone. Wasn't able to get there. Ando. And it's the Timbers. Fourier's gone for a run. That's where the ball goes. Up against Adib. Bertrand Fourier against Ali Adib. Waits for help. Sebastian Jorge is there. Nice step over from Jorge. Up against Rigg. Some sort of assist perhaps from low. It will hit go up behind. There's some indication here. Hesitation, I should say, on the indication. But it is going to be a goal kick for Norgrove as both referees looked at each other and went, well, what do you think that was?
I think they were both waiting for each other to make a call.
And Norgrove and Fletcher just play pass, kill a few seconds. Guillermo now. Colley. 3 defenders at the back here for the Highlanders. They put bodies forward because why not? Up 6-0, up a player. Adib finds Antigone, cleared by Lowe. Horet waits for help on the counter. Lapastida. Back. It goes to Hubenya. Out wide for Meacham. Avendano. Steps on the ball a little bit clumsily there. And Papadenitz comes away with it. Tries to get around, and he does. Mitch Papadenitz, nice burst of speed there. Looks for Antigone there, but Roscoe did very well to step in. Coming in as a substitute, Langdon Roscoe has rarely put a foot wrong here, which in a substitute performance when your team's just gone down to 10 men is a big ask.
Yeah, you're right.
The big 99 at the back has shown that he can hold things together with quite a calm performance. Teamed up with Trevor Wilson to deny Victory Shambusho, trying to find his way onto the goal-scoring sheet. And now Horet. Back to Roscoe. Antigone stays up to provide pressure, but plenty of black shirts in the midfield and along the back line now as everybody falls back. Fourier comes short. Horet. Low creeps up from the left. Horet goes for a run up the right. Fourier. 1-2 with Meacham. Getting in the way there was Colley. Vendano has to do well there, and he does win the foul as Fletcher had come barreling in.
I'm stunned he's not in the book.
And he's getting, it looked like maybe there was a little bit of a I see you there from the referee, but now the free kick will be moved to a slightly more accurate place. As we approach the full 90, fourth official will be indicating extra time, or stoppage time, excuse me, in just a moment. Avendano. And Norgrove will catch that calmly. And it will be just a single minute added on for stoppages here. So 60 seconds-ish at the referee's discretion for what will be a comprehensive and dominant victory for the Highlanders. It was hectic to start. The Highlanders had an opening, and they blew that opening wide, wide open. Red card in that first half to Lopez. Further made the task tougher for the Timbers, excuse me. And then from there, it was just the Highlanders doing what they do best. Ando now looking for Tignes behind him, though, also behind Papadenitz. Now Antigone. Shambusho turns. Shambusho blocked. Roscoe again, and he took a boot to the back of the head there as Shambusho came sliding in. He looks all right. A little bit shaken up, but he's okay.
What a great tackle.
Javije again tries to chip the keeper, but Norgrove not even remotely off his line at that point. And the referee has decided he's seen enough. That's going to do it. The Victoria Highlanders win their Father's Day tilt 6-0 over the Portland Timbers U23. Simon, what more do you say when the scoreline pretty much says it all there?
Yeah, you said it right. 6-0. Victoria deserved winners. They started very brightly from the first couple of minutes, got that early goal, and then a kind of crazy last 10 minutes of the first half. Red card, couple more goals, but you know what? Victoria were stern at the back, controlled in the midfield, and going forward, their strikers were just relentless. So difficult to defend against when every single time you've got people running right at you.
If you had to go out of your way and pick a player of the match here, Simon, do you go with the birthday boy Davidson, 2 goals and an assist? Do you look at the work Chambusho did? As we'll see some of the highlights of the goals here. Chambusho's penalty stopped. The birthday boy scores his first there. For me, Davidson gets the nod for man of the match, but there are plenty of candidates today on the Highlanders side.
Some nice goals, some serious work ethic out there today. And Tigi, for me, just gave the Portland defence just a torrid time all day. This is the goal of the game without question. Such a great hit. Yeah, Intigi for me was a star performer. You know, a young lad coming in with his first start, and you know, a couple of goals to his name. Very, very impressive. And you know, the celebrations alone. You know, look at that.
Can't ask for much more than that. He goals, he flips, he does it all. Gauthier Intigny with a brace on the day, 2 of 6 that the Highlanders put in to take this home victory. For everyone here at Centennial Stadium, my name is Richuro, alongside Simon Brazier. You've been watching Victoria Highlanders. We'll see you next time.